Hello everybody and welcome to BTC AI price prediction. Before we turn to the price, as usual, I like to start all this video by showing you something that is currently relatively popular on crypto Twitter or in crypto YouTube, and then just to comment it and say how much I disagree with it. And in this case, we will have several stuff that I will show you, and with some of those I will actually agree. First thing that I would like to discuss is stock to flow model. Creator of this stock to flow model is Plan B. And I will not try to explain you why this stock to flow model is wrong. Actually, I will do this a bit later. I will try to show you this. This is interview that he gave 2 years ago to Benjamin Cohen. Actually, I'm not trying to trash any of those guys. I think that they are much better in crypto world than anybody, most like 99% of people that are talking about Bitcoin on YouTube or Twitter. And they are much more reliable and not scammers, in my opinion. But still, I would just like to show you, like, look at this. This is the average line where Bitcoin should have average price between halving on 2021 and halving on 2024. Recorded 2 years ago. Then Bitcoin just reached all-time high of 60,000, and then it was recovering after that mini bear market, and it would soon after that create new all-time high, and after that drop. Let's just look. This is the first line, and later he have revised Bitcoin stock to flow model. If we just jump 5 seconds, where he said that average price of Bitcoin should be around 100,000. This is like more bearish scenario for him. Okay, so far so good. Let's see what he was. Let me just show you what he was speaking 1 year ago on November 21st, 2022, in the middle of bear market. What you notice? This line here actually became suddenly much lower. Now it is below 100,000, as you can see. So what I'm trying to tell you is that most of those people who are trying to predict crypto price in next several months or years are actually over the time lowering their target prediction and target prices. And this is something that is happening constantly. I was seeing this constantly over time. And on the other side of all this space, you have also, of course, people that are just trying to tell you how Bitcoin is Ponzi scheme and it is going to zero, which is also absolutely not true. But the point is that when you see something like that, keep in mind, or something like, where is this? Or something like this. This is Bitcoin adoption versus internet adoption. When, of course, person is trying to explain you how Bitcoin we will all get rich in next few years, or possibly next 6 months, and we will all become millionaires, and that's it. All you have to do is hold Bitcoin. This is unfortunately not the case. It is not going to be so easy, and most likely so possible for you to become millionaire out of Bitcoin unless you already have a lot of money. So this is my thought regarding stock to flow model. It is not bad model, but just keep in mind that inflation will become much lower, and halving will have much less effect on the price in future. This is actually internet adoption versus Bitcoin adoption. One more thing that I would like to mention. This thing is, when we are talking about Bitcoin versus internet adoption, keep in mind that internet gave you something new. He gave you new possibilities that Bitcoin kind of is giving you that same possibilities, but you have also other sources that give you same possibility as Bitcoin. For example, if you want to pay something in the store, you can do it by the card. If you can do it by the cash. What Bitcoin really gives you is protection against inflation, but you can do it just by just by buying gold, or just by buying some land, or just by buying some property, houses or garages. So Bitcoin is definitely one way to secure your funds from inflation, but it is not the only way. And internet was the only way to get certain informations and to communicate with people that are on other side of the world, unless you wanted to write letters and wait for 1 month for reply, and letter to reach destination sent back. So yes, this curve for Bitcoin and internet simply will not stay. It will not exist anymore. I don't know anybody who does not have opportunity to buy Bitcoin. And all those people made decision not to buy Bitcoin. And when I was a kid, when we had adoption on internet, it was mostly about possibility to have internet, not about decision to have internet or not to have internet. Anyway, the last chart I want to show you is actually something I really agree with, and we should pay really close attention to this chart. This is a great chart, I think. You can make it just by something similar by going to TradingView, but I am just copy pasting and taking a look at another people's tweets because it is more convenient and faster for me. What we have here, take a look. We are now here. By the way, I am bearish since beginning of March. 8th of March, I was bearish and I sold everything that I had. We are in one side of the movement, and we can stay in this side of the movement until the end of the year almost, or not until the second half of this year, so easily until June, September, or November, and we will still be on the par with two previous cycles from Bitcoin cycle bottom to cycle top. So from bottom, if you count, we can still stay on the exact same price until beginning of November, and nothing would change regarding this cycle. Second thing that I would like to point out, this orange line is going to 128x. 128x. Blue line is going about 20x. This white line, if we are going just diminishing returns from here to here, it is expected that white line will end up something between 8x or slightly lower than 8x. What does that mean? That means that we will probably not see 150,000 Bitcoin in this cycle. And I will be quite frank with you, if we go to the 95,000, I will not be here probably to wait with you 100,000. I will probably sell it. This is a reality of fact, and we are now obviously in some kind of downtrend. This downtrend, let's move actually to the price now, and I will not trash anymore in this video, hopefully. So, this is a weekly chart, and I think it is obvious by now that we are in downtrend. On daily chart, it is even more visible. We constantly have lower lows and lower highs. And now we are expecting to go back down to possibly lower low or to retest this area once again. There is absolutely no way to go around this. It is what it is. We had our run. It was beautiful run. It was beautiful bull market, but in my opinion, for now, this bull market is over, at least for now. This bull market, by the way, lasted from September. We were up almost 150%. If you count it year to year, now it is May. From the last May, April, May, again 150. But yeah, bull market lasted almost 4x. So it is what it is. We are in downtrend. It is even more visible if we switch to hourly chart. Show you hourly chart. Just a second. So we had this all-time high. We had a retest of this area. Let me redraw it a little bit better. We had retest of this area between 62 and 60,000. It depends how you want to count it. Then we had bounce back, so from all-time high down, test of the support, lower lows, again back, then again lower low. I explained previously why this height was lower than this height. So this was lower than this. I explained it, maybe I can explain it simply. This lasted about 170, 180 days. This lasted 130 hours. This lasted 100, and first one lasted 180 hours. And median price for all of this was somewhere here. Median price for all of this was probably lower. This thing, had this pump, but we quickly fallen down. Then we tried again and again fallen down. Let me remove drawing. After that, again, more serious test of this support area. Bounce back. Then test that it failed, where we found support at 50-something thousand, 56,000. Again, we went back, and now what happened? This thing is now, this support is now actually our resistance. And yeah, we are in downtrend. How long it will last, I don't know, but it will certainly last for some time. Regarding my trades, I tried to buy Bitcoin here, but my entry position was too optimistic. It was 56.6 or 56.7 here, but it never reached this level, so I missed the trade. I stayed in the stable coin. When I saw this week on the downside, or this week, I forgot even, I again put buy order at 57,000, which I removed when we had this recovery, and we will see. Maybe I will trade later, maybe not. I'm not professional trader. I can afford to myself to not have any trades for a month or for a year. Sometimes when I see good opportunity for buying and quickly selling, I do that. If I don't do that, doesn't really matter. From all-time high, we are not actually that fallen that much. We are only 16% from all-time high. So this downtrend will last quite some time. I don't know how long it will last, but I think it should be expected to last at least 1 month or 2 months. We simply need to see some kind of proper capitulation. Capitulation like here, or like this capitulation. This was also a really big capitulation. We need to see something like that in order to finally say, okay, we are now maybe ready to new all-time highs or to new jump in the price. Let me show you Bitcoin dominance really quickly. Okay, this is daily chart of Bitcoin dominance, and essentially it is still holding this trend here. Maybe. Doesn't really matter. I did not draw it really nicely, but I think this will be enough for me to show you what I mean here. So as I said, I am hoping Bitcoin and expecting Bitcoin to reach at least this level between 57 and 60% in order to start buying it. By the way, keep in mind, if dominance is at 50%, Bitcoin dominance, and Bitcoin goes 1% up into dominance, that means that alt lost around 2% of their value on average to Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin dominance is at, for example, 90% and Bitcoin gets 1% dominance towards alt, that means that all alts lost 10%, 10 times more of their value towards Bitcoin. Keep that in mind. So as Bitcoin dominance is growing and getting out of the 50% area, that all those VIX are actually more valuable than before. Then how to explain it? Dominance cannot go below 0% and it cannot go below above 100%. So keep that in mind when you think about dominance. If we continue on this trend, then we will reach by end of June or by beginning of 2025 this area here. As I said, this area here, where I will consider buying altcoins again. Until then, if I have to go back into the crypto and spend my stable coins for crypto, then I will probably just buy Bitcoin. Why I'm telling you all this? Let's just look. As I said, recently we said, let me just drawings. Go back to Bitcoin US dollar chart. Remove all drawings here. Open the trading view again. And open Polkadot. Yeah, daily chart is fine. So what I'm trying to tell you is at 8th of March, I sold my Bitcoin for 68,000. 68,000 somewhere here, and we are down. If I have holding Bitcoin all this time, I would lose about 9% of my USD valuation if I just hold Bitcoin. But I also had some DOT, and DOT at 8th of March, March 8th of March was somewhere here. And from that point, it was 10.6 when I almost 40% down from the moment when I sold it, or if you want to count it from all-time high, almost 43%. So if you are holding most of the alts, it will be a really bad ride for you. This is matter of fact. Like I just switched to Bitcoin Wisdom. This is site I sometimes like it because you can just click on the Bitcoin and look how much red we see here. 365 days, almost everything is red. In last year, almost everything lost value to Bitcoin. In 30 days, picture is a bit more better. 7 days, almost the same price, almost the same situation. Like almost everything is red. So that means that almost everything lost its value for the Bitcoin. Alts are definitely not something that I think should what should we hold for now. And I think that everybody should run away from them if they have a chance. Anyway, yeah, in previous video, when we were around here, I recorded my videos around 7 days on 3rd of May. We were around here. Then I drew something like this. Let me just show you this thing. And this is the triangle. And back then I said that price could probably go something like this. More or less, we are just holding this line as resistance, and we are still falling down. If we continue like this, with this trend and this speed falling down, well, around 1st of June, end of May, we will finally break below 50,000. And maybe then we will start to see proper capitulation of all bulls, because keep in mind, Bitcoin will fall and it will continue falling until everybody thinks that price can go only down. It's simple as that. Everybody who wants to sell would, everybody who wanted to sell would sell at that point. At this moment, some people are thinking that it will go up. People are thinking that it will go down. And what is happening? Sometimes people are buying and we see those rallies, but then they are convinced that, okay, we cannot go anymore up, let's sell it. And essentially, amount of people that are selling is bigger than amount of people that are buying. At some point, when everybody, almost everybody, is convinced that price can go only down, that means that there is no more sellers, and everybody who wanted to sell already sold all, or everybody, the rest of them will think, F it, I already put my money in, I'm selling never. So what will happen after that? We will then finally find some kind of support, maybe at 50,000, maybe slightly below that, and then we will continue our next leg of the bull run. My final target for this bull market, as I said many times, is not above $100,000. If we reach $120,000, $140,000, I would be surprised, and I would be extremely surprised if we reach $150,000. But I think that price of $90,000 or something is completely achievable. For the most of the alts, I am not expecting for them to break new all-time high that they achieved in previous cycle, simply because most of them are not offering nothing special regarding technology. And yeah, they are not so good as people are trying to show them to be good. So yes, one more thing regarding this is channel after all called BTC AI Price Prediction. My name is Predrag Danicic. I created this AI script for predicting, and since last 7 days, not a lot of has changed. Script was of course correct 1 month ago. It will stay correct until 14th of April, or until 17th of May, sorry, my apologies. So for next 5 days it will be correct, and it will be almost, it was almost always bearish. But after that, there is good chance that it will just print incorrect predictions, because right now it is 81% sure that Bitcoin will have higher price in 30 days than it have now, which, if that script proves me wrong, then okay, but in all likelihood, as I see it right now, this script is something that I spent a lot of time creating, and it is providing no value whatsoever, or almost no value whatsoever. What is left to me is to sit once again in front of the computer and try to improve it with more RAM, to add much more neurons, and try to rerun it again. Hopefully by the end of the year I will have time for that. Anyway, my name is Predrag Danicic. Thank you a lot for watching. I hope that you find some useful information in this video. And remember, we are in downtrend. If you are holding, get ready to lose some of your money. If you are holding alts, good luck a lot. And yeah, until we are still waiting for proper capitulation in order to be ready for new heights. When it will happen, probably not in May, but hopefully in June or July. So by September, August or September, we will see finally bottom, and we will be ready to start going up once again. That's all from me. Goodbye.